Hey everyone, it's CurlyHairedHero, and let's talk about Overdress episodes 1, 2, 3. I've seen episode 1 3 times already. I saw it once when it first premiered with no subs. Then I saw it again with subs, and then just now I saw it for a third time before this. And I was kind of really worried throughout all of the anticipation building up to the premiere of this episode because they've kind of the small bits and pieces of the plot that they revealed was kind of worrisome, where it's about this new main character who his sisters make him cross-dress. So I wasn't sure if that was going to be done tastefully or if there was going to be something really, risque or something going on there. But basically it starts out with our main character, Yu, and his sister, I guess, is maybe some sort of like aspiring fashion designer, makeup person or something like that, and she uses her little brother as her model, I guess, even though she has a mom and a sister that she can use instead, and they look pretty much all the same. The mom is pretty young, but for some reason they decide to use Yu because I guess plot. Yu is really like shy, so he's not able to be like, no, don't do this, I don't like this. So he runs out, leaves the house. He finds one of the other main characters, Megumi, while they're getting hit on by some dude. She kicks him in the nuts, they run away, and then, they keep encountering this guy, they keep getting away from him. Eventually, Megumi's brother shows up and kind of makes him piss off. And then, from here we transition into the amusement park, where it's the main location where all our characters come to play their card games for some reason. And we have a match right off the bat against Danji and the Keter Sanctuary guy, who's only showed up in that one episode, and I don't even know his name anymore, but he must be important because he shows up in all the promotional material and all that stuff. And I don't know how I feel about this first match. Considering that this is the first episode, they have this weird, maybe not weird, but they have these sort of like sideways camera angle, and it's like a really close up of the cards rather than like how they usually do it in these types of card games. So it's a nice artistic take, I'll give them that. I can kind of tell what's going on and whatnot, but it's not your sort of typical card game affair where they go through everything step by step and it's like, oh, I will activate Pot of Greed, which then lets me draw 2 cards from the top of my deck. They're not doing any of that stuff, right? They're just kind of going through the motions really quickly, and then we have like an announcer in the background kind of being like, oh man, this guy's doing the thing, holy crap, right? And then towards the end of the battle or the match, they transition into this, like actual action-packed animation with like the units fighting each other, which looked really cool and all. But I don't know, I was kind of confused watching this entire first episode because I kept trying to think like, who is their target audience for this? Is it for core players that already know how to play the game, which is why they completely skipped out on the introducing like the game or anything, because like, you guys already know this shit, who cares? Or is it for like new players, because the whole premise is supposed to be that it's more character based and then the card game is kind of secondary, where it's not like super focusing, which is why the like card length or the card battle length was like really short, which is something that we see into the next episode, where we have this nice moment with Danji and Yu. They're kind of like becoming bros or whatnot, and Megumi is misinterpreting this as them becoming boyfriend and boyfriend or something like that, which was fine. It was funny. It was remotely tastefully done. It wasn't anything where like Megumi was like homophobic or anything like that, because that would have been kind of bad. But that was fun. That was interesting. Then we transitioned into a fight between Megumi and Yu after Danji helps Yu, I guess, learn the game, get his starter card. He does this really cool thing where he just lays out a bunch of cards like, yo, which one do you like? And he's like, I like that one. Okay, cool. Lets him build a deck. He takes him back. Everyone helps him out, build the deck. All that stuff is cool. But then from there, we cut to a fight against Megumi, and Yu kind of already knows how to play the game. So I guess they kind of explain it to him already. And he goes and he does this thing, and he ends up winning the match, which is fine or whatever. But I kind of wish they spent some time trying to, showing him learning the game or something like that. And they kind of just skipped all over that. And it got up to the point where it felt like he already knew more about the game than I did. Because I've never played the Vanguard TCG. I've only played the game through Zero. But then he goes ahead and he does the Overdress, which is one of the new mechanics. I'm like, well, what does that even mean? How does that even work? Maybe I missed out an explanation. I don't think I did. But more on that a little bit later. Afterwards, there's episode 3, right? Which picks up directly right after episode 2, for the most part. And Yu is, I guess, trying to learn more about the game. He's hanging out with the whole gang and everything, but then some douchebag comes in. He beats Megumi. Megumi's lost twice already. Great look for our one of our starting female, presumably starting female or main cast. Then he's like, oh man, I want to challenge Danji because he's got this undefeated 21 or something streak. So he wants to face him. He's like, no, bro, you got to beat Yu first. So we go into this whole thing where Danji starts training Yu and he starts taking notes, but he already knows how to play the game, right? Because he just already beat Megumi and he did all the things. But we have these nice little moments where he takes him out to do some side job pulling out weeds, and he's like, oh no, you gotta, pulling out weeds is learning how to draw your cards or something like that, which is fine. And it was just mainly him making Yuya help him with his odd job work that he does and all that stuff. And we're kind of doing all of this stuff and building up to this match against this douchebag versus Yu, and it's he's already had a match, but it's his big moment now, right? So we go to the match, and it's done in 5 seconds. They just go through it, boop, 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 boop. I play my cards, oh, I won. I was just like, oh, well, what was the point of building up to this match? And then it was funny, because I've been watching this with my girlfriend, who knows nothing about Cardfight Vanguard other than I play it. And she was watching it, and then she just saw Yu do the Overdress, and then he just kind of wins, and she's like, wait, what does that even do? What does Overdress mean? Why did he win? Does he just, when you play that card, do you just win? And I'm just like, I don't know. I honestly don't know. I haven't looked up what the mechanics or anything work, because I was kind of hoping, one, the anime would explain that, and two, once I get the cards physically, I would learn them, myself. So I haven't been watching everything that's been dropped, but I guess the expectation is that you have been watching all of the directs and stuff where they explain all the rules and whatnot. So then this is leaning more towards it being for veterans of Cardfight Vanguard rather than newer players. But then the way the episodes are structured and everything, where it's less about the game and more about the characters, makes me think that it's more for new players. It's really confusing. So I don't know, that's just my raw, unfiltered, unscripted thoughts for the Overdress episodes 1, 2, and 3. I'm still interested. I still want to watch it, as soon as it comes out. I'm like, oh crap, let's watch it. But I don't know. I'm just very confused. Maybe I'm just overthinking things. I don't know what it is. In any case, take care of yourself.